first stage of potty training is preparation, and this can start before the nappy comes off. It's a good idea to start introducing the nappy being changed in the bathroom. It's also useful to have an open door policy where the child can see other people in the family using the bathroom. It's got to become part of normal everyday routine. So things like talking to your child when you go to the bathroom, talk about the other aspects, not just the wee and poo going down the loo, but the fact that they have to wash their hands, manage their own clothes, flush the toilet. That all helps them understand potty training before it really starts.
Okay, so there's several signs of readiness that you can classically look for. One of them is age. Is your child around the age of 2? And we say that for good reason. There's great evidence to suggest that if you try and potty train too much earlier than that or later, it will actually last longer. Is your child independent? Can they take up and down their own trousers? Because they've got to get themselves on and off that potty. So that's an important feature. We also talk about whether a child's bladder is ready, but this can be really hard to tell because nappies take wee away, so it's very hard for a mum these days to really know if their child's having lots of little wees or big wees. But if you can tell, then that's another great trigger because it means that when you come to potty train, you can try and catch those wees and it will give you some early success. But don't let that stop you because it is very hard to tell in a nappy.
When you go for it, this is the day when you decide and you tell your child that the nappy is coming off. And we recommend once a nappy comes off, it doesn't go back on in the daytime. It's different at night time, but during the day it should stay off. And that's where Dry Like Me can help, because actually it can take away the temptation to put a nappy back on if you're out in the car or long distance. So when you're going for the first thing you need to do is buy the right kit. It's up to you whether you go for a potty or whether you go for a seat, a toilet seat adapter for children. You don't need to buy the really expensive kit, but the important thing at this stage is to engage your child in the process. Let them choose their own pants that they want to wear, because then they're more likely to be motivated and engaged in the process. Setting up a reward chart is also a good idea for getting going. Again, another way to engage your child and get them motivated to really go for it.
Okay, so keep going. We think in our experience is the time when you're most likely to be tempted to put the nappy back on. And that's because you've had a really good couple of weeks at home, your child's cracked it, you've used up all your reward charts, you've got a potty training champion in your midst. You go out, they have a play date, and suddenly, you know, your little darling who you're really proud of has just had a great big accident all over the floor. But they're learning, they're trying to learn to listen to their bodies while they're distracted. They're trying to listen to their bodies while they're at school or nursery and they're being told to do other tasks. Also, when a child's at school or nursery, they've got to remember to ask a teacher. Kids pick up really fast the sort of the etiquette around toilets, and they can get really put off, or they might not like their key worker that day and not want to ask. And there's loads of hurdles that get in the way of keeping going. So you've got to tell yourself, everything worked in the first couple of weeks. My child does know what to do, and you just keep pushing through and do not put that nappy back on. And that is where Dry Like Me is an absolute lifesaver.
So once you've cracked daytime potty training, we would recommend that's the time to start thinking about nighttime. The signs of readiness to know that you're ready to start nighttime training are really that there's a few dry nappies, you're getting regular dry nappies in the morning. So that's the time to start thinking about trying it and taking the nappy off at night, and again using Dry Like Me through the night to capture any smaller accidents. The way in which we would recommend that you go about this is to start first of all by getting the right kit once again. Get your Dry Like Me and your bed mats as well to protect the mattress. We'd also say limit nighttime drinks. Don't give them big drinks just before they go to sleep. And also at about 10:30, give them a sleep wee, we call it. So lift them and put them on the potty. A potty by the bed in this case is very useful. And then again, we would say talk to your child, communicate with them, try and encourage them the minute they wake up to go to the potty or the toilet and do a wee. We believe in giving people tools, not rules, so we'd never come up with a process that says day one you must do this, this and this, but instead actually here's some tools, pick and mix what works for you, and good luck.